It is time to go racing in chase race number 11 of 12 in the Gatorade Cup Series, season number 10. The quest for the 10th ever Gatorade Cup Series champion is winding down. We head to the Rockingham Speedway, North Carolina for the running of the Oreo 400. On the pole for today's race is the veteran, the 5 of Jeff Wright. Two's outside, starting in second, the 31 of William Seaman. Then third, it's Carter Friesen. Fourth is Riley Spurge, who comes in 16 points off the points. He needs a great points day to go into Homestead with a shot at the championship. Rounding out the top 5 is second in points, Marshall, 12 points behind Anthony Fox, the points leader. 6th place we have Casey Nanico. 7th is Eli Bright. 8th for Scott Gregory. Luigi 9th, and Trey Rain, the 18, rounds out the top 10. For the rest of the field, there's Jake Richardson. Outside of him, the 6 of Ryan Brommer. Then there's Patrick Smith and the 22 of Adam Garcia. Then we have JJ Reed and the 20 of Derek Hamill, with Justin Zidell and the 9 of Zachary Fitzwater Sr. Then we have Nathan Stapleton and Antonin Charlebois, with Michael Gregory and Sebastian Kukul on the 51. Then there's Jose Mills and Anthony as the 4, with Steve Morgan and Griffin Lynn the 7 car. Then we have Kashawn Richardson and Isaac Nichols, with Roman Fenway and Jonathan Beeford the 1. Then there's Edwin Mendez and Dale Lightning, with Carson Bowers won here earlier in the season, TJ Henley, who's inside. Then there's Riley Sampson and Jay Jefferson, with Luke Rainey and Max Anderson, the 83. Marcus Sachi and points leader Anthony Fox starting 39th here today. A horrible starting spot for the driver who comes in with a major points lead. And in the final row, 41st, Diego Yepez. 42nd, the 21 of Levi Shones. There is our 42-car field for chase race number 11 in season 10 of the Gatorade Cup Series. Let's go to track time, fire these cup cars up for racing at the Rock.
Drivers, start your engines!
42 engines fire up at the Rockingham Speedway, North Carolina to go racing in the penultimate race of season number 10 of the Gatorade Cup Series chase. Coming in third in points, Riley Spurge starts 4th. Second in points, Marshall Burrow starts 5th. And points leader Anthony Fox starts back in 39th. Could be a shakeup in the points if they all finish that way, but how's the race go? 6 laps of action around the Rockingham Speedway. Green flag, and they were racing in chase race number 11. Friesen quickly through to the front, get by Jeff Bright. Burrow to second, Spurge to third. They're 1, 2, 3, these chasers are. The battle for 4th is on. The Brights battle side by side. Eli to the inside, Jeff. Down the back of the race, Luigi just behind the 88 of Eli Bright. Double file down the back stretch. Some cars got the 1 lap 1. They continue on straight. There's the battle for second. Spurge to third, points on second, and points Marshall Burrow. Gets to the quarter panel, got that 95 loose through the corner, and there goes Spurge to the inside. Friesen leads again. Spurge will try and take second away in turn 1. And he'll get it done. Riley Spurge to P2, Burrow back to third. Luigi gets by Eli Bright for 4th. Jake Richardson is 5th. Jeff Bright bounced off the wall off turn 2. He'll drop positions as they're 3 wide down the back. Kuzma to the apron, coming back up into Trey Rainey. They store that. The 18 through the middle gets clear. 51 still on the inside. They're 4 wide. 4 wide down the front stretch of Rockingham. Some guy given Hanley did that. He let out the gas. Anthony Fox on the inside trying to move forward. This 38, seeing all this carnage in front of him happening. Trying to get inside the top 30, but he's in the middle of a 3x3 situation right now down the backstretch. And they're rubbing together. Fox, not liking what he's seeing right now, trying to get clear of the madness, just kind of getting into a lull right now. His teammate Carter Friesen leads the race in the 34. There's Carter. He has a mirror full of Riley Spurge too. And Marshall Burrow 3rd. Those front 3 have gotten away. The battle's on for 4th. Ryan Brommer by. Smith to 5th. Richardson might get kicked back to 6th through all this. Back up at the front. Spurge is stalking and hunted down Carter Friesen. There's Smith moving around to 5th. Here comes Seaman. Outside pole sitter. Looking for a top 5. Looking to the inside turn 1. Didn't get the entry he needed right there in the 24. Powered off the top. As looking up front. Spurge looking low on Friesen. He blocked Marshall Burrow down low. Can the 26 get a good 3 and 4? He's going to get a nice run here. To the inside, Friesen. Who leads lap 6 of the race? Spurge is inside. Friesen is outside. Carter Friesen leads at the start-finish line. Riley Spurge to the inside of turn 1. We'll see if Burrow does in 3rd. Can he follow Spurge through? Sprue to the lead. Burrow looking for second on Friesen. Car slide off turn 2. That's how little grip they have on these worn-out Goodyear Eagles. They wear out so fast. Here Rockingham could run 10 laps on them, and these cars are going to be begging for new tires to their crew chiefs. Brommer closing in 4th. 3 wide behind. Nanico, the one in the inside, that red and white, number 43 Ford Fusion for Richard Petty Motorsports. Get by his teammate Zachary Fitzwater, senior in 3 wide mess. Here's about for the top 5. Seaman inside of Smith. Down the back, William Seaman in the inside is going to take that 5th spot away from Smith, who falls back to 6th. Nanico's 7th, Fitzwater's 8th. 9th for Trey Rennie. Eli Bright back up to 10th. Jeff Wright from the poles falling back to 12th. Cole Luigi started inside the top 10. He's back outside the top 15 as he's fading back in the outside lane. And Anthony Fox, the points leader, coming through the field just behind Jay Jefferson. He's inside the top 25 right now to 24th. Looking to try and gain some more spots and more points. Back up to the front, there's about for the lead. Marshall Burrow inside of Riley Sprue to back to the line. Sprue to outside, Burrow inside. For Burrow, this is a big day. Comes in 12 points by Anthony Fox. A win and 15 points, 3 bonus points for winning the race would be huge towards his championship chances. For Riley Sprue, he also wants to win. He comes in 3rd in points, a full 16 points back of the points and over a race back. And Sprue fought hard on the outside 1 and 2, got back by the 95. Burrow though to the inside 3 and 4. Inside works better on the 3 and 4. It's a little bit bigger banking over there. Burrow led the lap. A 1/6 of the way done with the Oreo 400. Burrow to the front, Friesen the 2nd. Burrow back to 4th as Brommer moves up to 3rd, the 6th. Where'd he come from? How about Ryan Brommer ruining the 3 chasers part at the front. And now Friesen looking back on Burrow for the lead. He's got the core pedal to the inside there, got him loose. Back to the line. Carter Friesen leads to the start-finish line. And Sprue falls back into the clutches of William Seaman in 5th. Now goes up to 6th. He got by Patrick Smith. And Trey Rennie on charge looking for 7th down to 24. 18 starting to come to life here. Well, his teammate Carson Bowers won here earlier in the season, so he knows how to get it done. Joe Gibbs Racing knows how to get it done. Maybe they took some notes from the setup of the 19 car and put it on this 18 car, and he's hauling the mail right now through the field. And Burrow fading back to 4th as Sprue moves to 3rd. And Brommer for the lead in turn 1. All over the back of Carter Friesen. 2 Fords lead the way. Friesen holds the lead for now. Sprue right now in 3rd. There's Brommer looking halfway down the backstretch for the lead. That car got such a good run off turn number 2. He'll take the spot away from Friesen. And now Sprue wants 2nd now from that 34. That's highest chaser points. That's 1 single point. He only seems like 1 point. Doesn't make a big difference. It's going to make a huge difference in this championship fight. And Seaman from 2nd start position fell back to the latter half of the top 10. He's now to 3rd, racing Friesen for that spot down the backstretch. Fox is gone by Jay Jefferson. That's a point. So here comes Nanico through the field. Trey very tight underneath the 95. Had to let, I think Burrow could try and get in line right here if he has a good enough run. But Trey got a great run off turn 4 and actually kept it to the inside of the 95. Nanico to 4th by Carter Friesen as Brommer pulls away the lead. Sprue holding a stationary 2nd. Seaman Oliver's back in 3rd. Nanico now to 4th. Friesen back to 5th. Trey Rain to 6th by Marshall Burrow back to 7th. Patrick Smith is currently 8th. That's a front 8 bout to front. 9th place is Jake Richardson. 10th for Fitzwater. Kukulon 11th. 12th for Scott Gregory. Eli Brett back to 13th. 14th is Isaac Nichols. Jose Mills 15th. Anthony Fox, points are coming into the day looking to get by Nathan Stevenson for a point. He does do that. He's right now up to 20th position by a few chasers. We have the 16, 78 behind him. Off the 22 back there. 47 is back there. The 17, the 7, the 40. So he's actually pretty much midway through the field. Derek Hamill to 20 with an issue on pit road. That's before a scheduled pit stop happened. So obviously some sort of issue on the 20 car there. Yeah, right now Anthony Fox basically like middle of the chasers. He's right now kind of midfield. Down the back. Jeff Bright out the wall off turn 2. They see him dropping back. Hamill merging into traffic. Nichols trying to get around him. A little loose there. And Mills goes with the track trying to avoid. Eli Bright slides through 3 and 4 as well. That could be a disaster. And look at Fox still getting time and points. Trying to get by Jeff Bright and TJ Hanley, 2 wily veterans of the Gatorade Cup Series. Fox in his rookie season has never won a Gatorade Cup Series race. He's in the points lead right now looking for the championship. That 38 team has done something amazing in these last 10 races, or the last 12 races of the season. As Trey Rennie still coming to life, up to 4th by Casey Nanico. And Patrick Smith looking on Carter Friesen. And Marshall Burrow wants to get by the 34 for a point. All the back of Patrick Smith through 1 and 2. Marshall Burrow by Carter Friesen. He'll move to 7th. Friesen back to 8th. And possibly further back as here comes Richardson to the inside. And car number 15. 3 and 4. The battle for 2nd still hammering on. As Seaman is kind of stalking Sprinter right now. He's been running about the same lane, and they've been about that same distance away from each other the last 5 or so laps. Seaman a little lower through 1 and 2. Brommer got the wall from the lead. Ryan Brommer in the wall from the race lead off turn 2. Sprinter with a run down the back. Can he get to the inside? Brommer slides wide again through 3 and 4. Sprinter's got a great run off turn 4. Brommer runs the high side through 3 and 4. Keeps lead, but here comes the 26 of Riley Spurley-Tube. It's been a long time since he's won a Gatorade Cup Series race. He's looking on the 6 of Brommer. Be a perfect time to win one as well. 40 laps to go at the Rock. 5 cars break away. It's Brommer, Spurley-Tube, Seaman, Trey, Rennie, and Nanico. Spurley-Tube again lower through 3 and 4. Brommer about a lane higher. There's about for 4th. Trey Rennie falling back now as here comes Casey Nanico to get by the 18 car. And we talked about how much fresh tires mean. Derek Hamill came up here, rode some fresh Goodyear Eagles. Look how he runs up on these drivers, how fast he's going. He'll get around his teammate Trey Rennie handily. Nanico blocks him off. Hamill's going to try and look for a way around Nanico. Maybe a bump there. He might bump him. If Nanico doesn't move, Derek might spin him. He's so much faster. You can't be blocking cars with good tires. And Derek's not appreciating that. I know that for sure. He has fresh tires on. He wants to make up as much time as he can before these drivers have to pit. And Nanico keeps blocking him. I wouldn't be shocked if that Ford gets spun around by Hamill right there because he finally gave way. Derek will move around Nanico for what would be 4th on the track, but not 4th position because Derek is a few laps down. Currently that 20 car is 2 laps behind. He's looking to go back to 1 lap down to get by the 6 and the 26. And Spurley-Tube still hunting down Ryan Brommer in turn 1. He ran about half a tenth faster last lap as the battle for 3rd. Trey Rennie moving by Seaman and Nanico. And look at Hamill, how fast he is. He's going to get by Brommer and Spurley-Tube with 1 swift move. And both the front 2 have to go to the racetrack because of it. So Hamill's gotten away. He's now 1 lap down. He'll be up in the pit cycles, kind of get started, and then he gains that lap back, and then the yellow flag comes out. So he can go about 15 laps longer than when these drivers come down pit road. Riley Spurley-Tube over the back of Ryan Brommer. Trey Rennie up to 3rd, get by Nanico and Seaman. See Anthony Fox just coming down the back stretch. He's up to 16th behind TJ Hanley. The only chaser he's behind is Jose Mills, Carter Friesen, Marshall Burrow, and Riley Spurley-Tube. Not too many he's behind. There's Spurley-Tube looking to the inside. Brommer in turn 1, but the 6 fends him off for now. Brommer's won a multitude of races so far this season. Spurley-Tube's won 0s. Look at Seaman bounce off the wall. He nailed it off turn 2. There goes Smith by to 5th and Burrow to 6th. Seaman back to 7th and possibly further back. As look at the damage to the right side. He nailed the wall off turn 2. And up front, the battle for the lead. Let's get strategic. As Brommer leads the way, Spurley-Tube wants to obviously save the tires on that car, but wants to try and get around him. They're running pretty identical lap times there. And Trey Rennie, the 18, was about half a tenth faster. That lap he closed in along with Nanico. Spurley-Tube again about half a lane lower. But just being that much lower, you get a slight run, it's just not enough. Smith is 5th, Burrow 6th. Richardson trying to fend off Nichols as the 48 starts to move forward. Jose Mills comes in with a shot at the championship. We need to finish a lot ahead of Anthony Fox. Get a lot of points right now. He's not really doing that. Fox is inside the top 15. Mills is not even inside the top 10. So they're only separated by a few positions. If that 38 continues what he's doing, it's going to be hard to beat him for the championship. Burrow ran higher. Seaman trying to fend off Nichols in the 48. The third one may start to get tight there because of that damage on the right side. That damage can sometimes make it tighter. He's still attacking there onto Marshall Burrow. I think he got tight there again through the middle of 1 and 2, though. Look how much the front 4 have gotten away. And now Spurley-Tube's falling off the back of Ryan Brommer. So made the 26 wore stuff out trying to keep pace with the 6. And now Trey Rennie's on the back of the 26 of Riley Spurley-Tube. Halfway next time by in the Oreo 400. Ryan Brommer's dominated so far. He's out in front, but we still have half the race to go. Seaman being pressured by Nichols still. Is back here. Friesen trying to keep ahead of his teammate Anthony Fox. Fox comes in as the points leader. There's a stack of cars. I think Friesen has an issue with the 34. He may be coming down pit road. That 34 just does not look healthy. See Fox split through the middle there. Scott Gregory in the 34. Friesen and some others are on a short pit here. They're coming down pit road now. Some cars hit the pits early, including one of them, Jose Mills, one of our chasers. They've pitted at halfway. That is going to be tight on fuel for sure. Because now they're pitting at halfway. They have to go 30 more laps. They just went 30 laps here, so they have to get that thing packed full of fuel. It's a good strategy to gain some spots in time. And Trey Rennie's going to stay out an extra lap ahead of the race leaders. Brommer in the other's pit. Trey Rainey stays out. He'll lead a lap there. How about Trey Rainey playing the strategy game? Has anyone else done that? Kukulon looks like a stayed out. The 51. He might be the only one, though. Those two might be the only people that decide to do this strategy, the 18 and the 51. There's Kukulon as well. They'll have fresher tires later in the run. It'll be interesting to see if the 18 and the 51, if they'll gain time later in the run. They're going to lose some on the beginning because obviously it's out an extra lap on the worn tires. So Jose Mills is one of the first ones to come in, along with Patrick Smith. Smith leaves. There's Levi Shones. He's stayed out, I believe, as well, along with the 51 and the 18. He'll come down. There's Patrick Smith. He came in first of everyone. Ryan Brommer, the 6, led the race leaders down. He's going to leave right with Riley Sprue to the 26 gain that time on pit road. And is Derek Hamlin back on the lead lap, or is he now lapped down, is the question. Or is he on the tail end? Smith trying to gain time on the front three as they leave pit road. He has definitely gained some time, but it's just not enough. 21 leaving pit road. Derek Hamlin is going to inherit the lead. He's going to be hoping for a yellow flag to come out so he can get back on the lead lap. A lot of cars following the lap down, it looks like. There's Trey Rainey leaving. He's going to be well behind our race leaders. Ryan Brommer leads the way in the 6. Second is Riley Spurleytube. Casey Nanico third. Patrick Smith fourth. Trey Rainey merges out in 5th. Mills jumps some positions up to 6th. Burrow's now 7th. Richardson is 8th. Nichols 9th. There's the battle for 10th. Anthony Fox has jumped his teammate Carter Friesen, but Fitzwater jumps to the inside of the 38 of Fox. It's not that 38 can just keep going well. They have a great running and finishing position. So Derek Hamlin obviously out there in worn tires. He pitted about 15 laps ago. He can stay out about 15 laps longer than the other drivers did, but he's going to have to come down pit road before the end of this race. He's going to be hoping for a yellow flag to come out, so he can come down pit road, get some fresh rubber on this car, and then try and march his way through the field on the restart. But currently right now, it's not what he's wanted. There are only a few, there's not, a few cars one lap down. The 1 and 35 are currently 1 lap behind our racers. That's John Tweeford and Steve Morgan. A lot of cars on the tail end of the lead lap, like Fenway, Anderson, Richardson, Jeff Bright, Jay Jefferson, and some others. So Derek Hamlin's going to try and fend off Brommer and Spurgeon once they catch him. There's the 6 and the 26, with Nanico just behind them. Now Smith is falling back in the 24. He came down lap earlier, remember. Trey Rainey's all the way back to 7th now. Anthony Fox is falling by his teammate Carter Friesen. That is a point in terms of the championship. The next point is all the way back here, Adam Garcia, and then Nathan Stapleton, and then Griffin Lynn. So it's a good ways back to other points for that 38. So as long as he doesn't have any issues like we saw with Michael Gregory in the target race, 38 should be in a nice position to not gain points on drivers like Spurgeon and Burrow, but to just keep it kind of stagnant. And for Riley Spurgeon right now running in 30, you know how much a win would mean towards his championship chances to get those 3 extra bonus points. And right here, Brommer's going to go to the lead, and maybe on a 3-wide move. And look at Nanico looking to the inside. Spurgeon with a nice run. Brommer takes the lead away. Spurgeon trying to fend off Nanico. They go 3-wide around Derek Hamlin. And now what can Nanico do? Spurgeon with the racetrack, almost in the wall. Here comes Casey Nanico with a run down the backstretch. Looking on Brommer. Off into turn 3. Nanico, lower than the 6, trying to gain on Brommer to get to the lead. Brommer held up by Steve Morgan, the lap car. Nanico to 2nd. As Derek Hamlin will have to hit the pits at some point soon. Mills up to 5th, Trey Rainey up to 6th. Remember, he stayed out a lap later than our race leaders, Riley Spurgeon, Casey Nanico, and Ryan Brommer. Nanico's over the back. I would be shocked if he doesn't make a move right here at some point in the next few laps. You have to make before that 6 comes in. Looks like the 6 gets better over the longer haul. 21 laps to go. Nanico pressuring Brommer to turn 1. Looking to the inside. There goes Casey Nanico. Can he make it stick on the bottom of the racetrack in turns 1 and 2? He does. Nanico to the front. Hamlin fading back through the field. Mills to 4th. Trey Rainey to 5th. Now Nanico trying to fend off chaser Riley Spurleytube. Let's look at Steve Morgan, the lap car. Force the 6 out wide. And here comes Spurley. 20 to go. Can Riley Spurleytube do it and get back into championship hunt into the last race of the season? They entered pretty poorly there. 43 is going to clear off corner exit. Spurgeon will stay there, though. And how about Trey Rainey? Fresher tires on that car. Mills pitted 2 laps sooner than the 18. Trey's going to look for 4th here. He's a good ways behind the front 3, but it's doable. And Brommer, the dominant car of the day, is falling back in 3rd. And right now it's about 2nd behind race leader Casey Nanico and Riley Spurleytube. And Trey Rainey, the 18, is a full 2.8 seconds back of Nanico. He needs a massive run. And Anthony Fox has been put high on corner exit. TJ Hanley going to try and get to the inside. If he can jump down there with Justin Seidel, does that allow Adam Garcia to get by the 38? That is a point, remember. That 22 is a point. So is the 34 just behind him. Up at the front, Nanko's never won a Gatorade Cup Series race. For Riley Spurgeon, it's been a long time coming since he's won a Gatorade Cup Series race. They run 1-2 at the front, coming to 17 to go. Some winless streaks might end here tonight. Now Spurgeon has to fend off Morgan. That 35 jumps to the inside. Steve Morgan, the lap car. Morgan runs 41st, and it's a lap car. And is that going to cost Riley Spurgeon a chance at this victory right there? He keeps running side by side. That 35 would need to clear right there. I can't believe what Morgan just did right there. Cost Riley Spurgeon so much time. He's still costing him time. Oh, that is... I'm sorry, but I have to call that a boneheaded move by Steve Morgan. He may be faster than the lap car, but let the race leaders handle it among themselves. Don't be doing what you just did right there. Hamilton comes down pit road the 20. So now Morgan hold up Casey Nanko as well. One car bounced off the wall off turn number 2. How's Anthony Fox doing the 38? He rides in line in 12th position. Trying to have Am Garcia, Carter Friesen, Nathan Stapleton. If that 38 ever gets forced right, I think that 22 could have a shot as well at that spot. Here's battle for 8th. Kukulon inside Fitzwater. That's 8th and 9th on the racetrack. Lap car Derek Camel, 2 laps down with fresh rubber. Burrow and Mills fighting for a point right here. This is big for both of them because Burrow might want every point he can get heading in. He came in 12 points behind. Mills is outside of the picture. Can he try and get a point to gain? 14 to go. Casey Nanko out in front of Steve Morgan, the lap car. Riley Spurgeon was the next lead lap car in 2nd. Ryan Brommer 3rd. There's the battle for 5th. Mills getting by Marshall Burrow. Right there. A point in favor of the 27. Point away from the 95. And for Mills, I don't even think this point really matters for him, considering he came in 22 points behind Fox, and Fox runs just a few positions behind them. For Burrow, that point means a lot more than it does to Mills. And 3 extra bonus points means a lot to Riley Spurgeon as well. Morgan gonna get around the race leader Nanko. Does he bring Spurgeon with him? Oh, is this gonna be another boneheaded move? Look at Spurgeon going to the inside now. Riley Spurgeon help for lap car. Steve Morgan out in front with 12 to go. Now, can you hold them off? Riley Spurgeon, start of the day, 16 points behind Anthony Fox. A win would get him into a 1 race buffer up to Fox's points lead. Can you hold them off for 11 laps? Spurgeon leads Nanko and Brommer. And Trey Rainey isn't really gaining back there. He's gaining about maybe a 10th each lap, maybe a little bit less, but he would need to gain a lot more than that, as Fox has broke his way inside the top 10. Fox up inside the top 10. Shuffling Jake Bridgson out of the way. The 15 fading on the top side. What an impressive drive this has been for Anthony Fox. Started 39th here today. Up and could possibly battle for a top 7 or so, as Mills and Burrow battling for chase points up here. Not much time to go. 10 laps to go. Look at Riley Spurgeon. He's blocking down the backstretch. He knows that 43 had a run. He blocked the inside. Now Nanko's going to be forced to go to the high side right here, and he lost some time doing that. 9 laps to go. And will Derek Campbell, the car with fresh tires, who's 2 laps down, will he play a factor into this? Because if he catches these drivers, they're going to be forced to the high side. Will that play a factor in it? And will this play a factor? Spurgeon worrying about the lap car, Steve Morgan. He might be slower in 3 and 4 now because they're side by side. Nanko's going to have a nice run here. So he get wound up through the middle of the corner. He couldn't really do anything there, but he did close in within the car length. 8 laps to go. The front 2 on long winless streaks. Here comes Derek Himmel, the 20 car. Got by Ryan Brommer. He's going to try and get by Steve Morgan. Who is he going to put to the high side, and when is he going to put them to the high side? Look at the run he has through 3 and 4. Well, Nanko do what he did last time. Try and block him. Try and get ahead of him. 9 to go. Derek Campbell looking to the inside. Nanko, the 43 blocks again, just like he did last time. But Nanko forced time by the 20 that time. That's one thing. Maybe if you let him go earlier in the race, Derek wouldn't have done that. But he forced him wide. Basically gave him the boot and said, you know what? You did that last time. I'm going to do that now. He's going to get around Spurgeon, but handling off turn 4. I don't think that'll put the 26 to the high side 1 and 2. And now to the inside goes Steve Morgan on Nanko. How about that? So now Casey Nanko, double whammy for him. 6 laps to go. Burlington out in front of the 26. Patrick Smith off pit road. Was he short on fuel? And who is short on fuel? Now the 24 merged up in front of the car 43, Casey Nacko. And now Smith has a run because he's on fresh tires. Who is all had to come down the pit lane? Burlington now forced tire with 5 to go by Patrick Smith. He gets by. Nacko is second. And do any of these race leaders have to come down pit road for some sort of issue, whatever it may be? Burrow has faded back to now where he's going to be in a battle with Anthony Fox. That could be big for Fox's championship. 4 laps remain for Riley Sprue. Casey Nacko good distance back with Brommer in third and Trey Rainey on a charge in fourth. Trey, I don't think he's going to get up to the racing base. Going to get up inside the top 3. I have to think get by Ryan Brommer down the backstretch. Looking to the outside of the 6. And Burrow might fall behind Fox right there. That's a battle. 3 to go right here. Burrow on the outside. Fox now the 30 on the inside. Remember, Burrow came in 12 points behind as the 38 passes him. Fox now will gain a point on the 95. 3 to go and another point ahead if he can get by Jose Mills. That's 6th and 7th. Trey Rainey still trying to find a way around Ryan Brommer. Meanwhile, Riley Sprue leads the way with Nacko in second. Trey Rainey run higher lanes, trying to find a way around the 6. This time by 2 laps to go for Riley Sprue. It's been a long time since he's raced in the Gatorade Cup Series before this season. I think it was dated back to what? Season 5 or Season 6? That was about the last time he won in the Gatorade Cup Series. Nacko in second has never won a cup race. Coming to the white flag in the Oreo 400. Riley Sprue third in points, looking for a miracle to keep him alive in the points. Last lap at Rockingham. Riley Sprue leads the way. Can he hold off Nacko for one more circuit? Mills trying to fend off Fox for a point. Down the back, Nacko into the wall, trying too hard. Sprue gaps him now. Turns 3 and 4. Riley Sprue entered over a race back. He'll enter Homestead with a shot at the championship. Checkered flag, a timely win for Riley Sprue. He wins for the first time in a long time in the chase in the Gatorade Cup Series. Riley Sprue the race winner. Nacko second. Brommer. Mills does fend off Fox, but Fox got by Burrow as Anthony Fox marched from 39th starting position to finish inside the top 10 with an 8th place finish. 31 spots gained for the 38. A lot of points gained as well coming through the field. But Riley Sprue will enter Homestead with a shot at the championship. Let's go see the finish results and the point standings going into the final race of the season. Here are the finish results from the Oreo 400 at the Rockingham Speedway. No caution flags today. It was a long green flag run. And 9 lead changes, 7 different drivers leading laps here today at Rockingham. Riley Sprue, the 26, ends up winning the race, keeping his championship hopes alive with 16 laps led. Casey Nacko tried at the end, but got into the wall of turn 2, couldn't close in, ends up in second. Ryan Brommer, dominant car, led 21 of the 60 laps. He ends up in third here today. Trey Rainey in fourth, tried the pit stretch at the end, but it just didn't work out. He did gain some spots off it, though, in the long haul. And Sebastian Kukla on fifth. Zachary Fitzwater Sr. in 6th, 7th for Jose Mills. Anthony Fox, not to be denied in this championship, started back in 39th, moves way all the way up to finish in 8th, and goes in with a huge points lead into Homestead. For Marshall Burrow, it's a 9th place for him. TJ Hanley in 10th. For Burrow, you'd think 9th place, get out there with a good points day. The only problem is Fox finished in front of him, and he lost a point. 11th place for Eli Bright, 12th for Adam Garcia, Michael Gregory 13th, Justin Zidell 14th, Scott Gregory 15th. Jake Richardson 16th, Carter Friesen 17th, Luke Rainey 18th, Carson Barris 19th, and William Seaman rounding out the top 20. Diego Lopez in 21st, 22nd for Nathan Stapleton, Isaac Nichols 23rd, Riley Sampson Griffinland 24th and 25th. Anthony Anderson 26th, Levi Shulns in 27th, Jay Jefferson 28th, Kashawn Richardson 29th, JJ Reed in 30th. Then Anthony Charlbaugh 31st, Max Anderson 32nd, Edwin Mendez 33rd, Jeff Bright in 34th from the pole position, not great for him, and 35th for Marcus Sachi. Then Dale Letting 36th, Cole Luigi 37th, Roman Fenway 38th, 39th down, 1 lap down, Steve Morgan, John Speed for Patrick Smith, and Derek Hamill. At the right side, you see the point standings. Anthony Fox goes into Homestead with exactly 100 points, and 11 points up on Riley Sprue who's second. So Riley Sprue, you can gain a max of 14 points in a race. Sprue has to gain 11 or more in order to get the championship. That's going to be a tall task, especially since if Sprue doesn't win the race, you can only gain 11 points in a race based off of just, you know, getting second or third in the race for 12 points. Lowest would get 11, or lowest would get 1. That's 12 minus 1 is 11. So SpurtTube could tie, theoretically, but winning the race would be his best shot. So SpurtTube has to go out there and win back-to-back. For Marshall Burrow, he needs to go out there and win at Homestead. Goes in 13 points behind Fox's points lead. Burrow needs to go and win and hope that the 38 finishes either last chaser or second to last chaser. All the other drivers are out of the championship hunt, as it's a big jump down from Burrow to 4th in points. Jose Mills. Just below Mills, it's Adam Garcia. Then you have a tie with Carter Friesen and Marcus Sachi. Just below them, you have Nathan Stapleton and Dale Lightning. And then you have drivers like Jay Jefferson and Griffin Lynn, Riley Sampson, all down at the bottom. But heading into Homestead, Anthony Fox with a major points gap, and he has just done this all chase long. We mentioned the lowest he's finished in the chase is 6th highest of the chasers. He has finished in the upper half of the chasers every single chase race. From chase race 1 to now, chase race 11. He has definitely worn them out. The question is, can he wear them out for one final race? We go for race number 38 to the Homestead Miami Speedway for the Wendy's 400. I will see you guys then.